I don't know if either of you have ever felt burnt out, but I've never been burnt out until like last week. And it's like you look up and you're like, thank you. Yes, I'm taking it. And you're right. I just did a whole lot in narrative. I talked with a beekeeper this week. I talked with Carr. We just did an intro for the miseducation of the Negro, because we're going to start having books on there that are not just annotated, but have video in. I mean, it's just amazing. I just set up something with an Egyptologist for next week, and I'm lining up this, the astrology series to go into it. And that's in addition to I teach in this job as well. This is not a job though, but it's a lot. And then at some point you're like, but I feel you when you're talking about paying off your house, Yvette, because I've always operated under the because my father told me at some point your personality, people are not going to want to, at some point, my father, he's like,
he'll get tired of you at some point. At some point, they ain't gonna want no more you.
You're gonna need a stability situation. He wanted me to have a government job because they can't fire you at a government job. You're gonna be there, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. But in the back of my mind, that voice is there. So I'm constantly creating these things and paying off the house, paying off the car, so that I'm not, y'all want to act funky. I'm good, like I just never want to be that. But it takes its toll on you because, there's only so much one person can do. And we, as particularly Black people, feel like we could do everything.
Yeah. Right. It's funny. Like, I'm sorry, let me cut you off. You got burned out the same day and maybe time that I did. Like, I never get burned out either, especially if it's something for work. It's like, God just gives me energy. Let's go. We going. And I've been promoting Big Shot for 2 weeks now. We're also promoting Chicken Squad, which we talked about too. And then I'm still caring for my dad, still caring for my dog. And it's like, my brain is like, I can't, and even we did The View. I did The View this morning. Then I did Good Day LA. Then I ran and paid off my house, got food for my dad, came back, fed my dad. And now I'm doing 3 hours of radio with you. Like, it's literally been that type of day every single day for like the last month. And I'm just like,
yeah. Yeah. Well, so that's why today is like, you just here chilling. You're like, what do you want me to do? What do you want to do? I was like, just come. There's no pressure.
Because I text you. I think I was supposed to be on at 12 and I text you at like 11:27 because I just got in the call that I could go. And I'm like, I don't want Karen to think I'm not taking, you punctual. I don't want to make you think I don't care about the show. I already know, I know you, but that's the other thing. Once you know somebody, we ain't got to talk for months. We ain't got to see each other. I know who you are. Come in when you can. This is Friday too. So we really don't have any strict rules. Hell, I was almost going to be late today. 86680 Smith's like, you need a promo? I was like, it's Friday. Just let's open the mic.
I used to rarely get burned out because I wouldn't let myself. I tried to, exercise that amount of control. Don't ask me how it's possible, but the breakthrough for me was when I researched, because I was, went to therapy, and I learned that therapists go to therapists. And then I was like, okay. So it's not, the weight of the world is, it's not for you to carry that. You know what I'm saying? You can't necessarily solve every situation and be the fix for everything and everybody, even if you out in front. So once I learned that was when the self-care breakthrough came for me, because I was like, therapists go to therapists. Like, that was the strangest concept to me. And I had asked my therapist, I was like, wait a minute, so you go to somebody and you sit down and talk to them? And it was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Was it difficult for you to make the decision? Because I know in our culture, going to therapy is not, it's less frowned upon now. I think we are really waking the hell up. But like, even for Black men, like my father was like alpha, he was a Q for crying out loud. So it was like, probably needed some therapy. I know a lot of people need
it. There's a whole generation.
I think every Black man needs therapy. Right. I don't know how you could be every Black person for sure, but Black men for sure. I don't know how you could be a Black man in this country and not talk to somebody about it. Because the other thing, I was talking to my brother about this, actually, shout out to Paris. Black men, maybe all men, but I'm speaking for my brothers right now, are not socialized to share how they feel from the time they were a baby, right? Absolutely not. So your whole life, it's not like you stop being a human being because you got a penis, right? So life is still kicking your teeth in. Life is still treating you badly. And you're a Black man experiencing it. And you don't have a core group of friends from birth that you can share it with. You can't go to your mama or your daddy because you're supposed to be strong and be. So these men grow up without the ability to tap into, or I'm not going to say they can't tap into their emotions, but they don't have that fertile ground that women have where they're not encouraged to share, right? So they pin it up. They're allowed to show anger. They're allowed to show aggression and sexiness, macho-ness, but they're not allowed to show tenderness and fear or sadness. And to me, that you're handicapping them for life because they just aren't able to be free. And so
also,
therapy helps.
Also, for the evolution of the terminology is what also did it for me, because therapy was a bad word. It was what rich white people did. It wasn't for us. But when I went and when I got sent to see the behavioral health specialist, I didn't realize I was going to therapy till I got in there. So that played a part on it for me, because I was like, oh, you the psychologist. Oh, okay. So I mean that helped for me, that to make it take the edge off, because of course I'm from the era where I didn't think I needed it. It's not gonna help.
How old are you?
I'm in my mid-40s.
She's like
lying about his age.
I'm in my mid-40s.
You just turned. You young.
Don't let the smooth face fool you.
Okay. Are you doing just for men on the mustache and beard?
Yeah.
Tell the truth, Lamont. 866-801-8255. I'm glad you shared that. I was watching, because art in many ways, and I feel like that's part of the way I escape, through books and watching a whole lot of television and movies and things, and balancing it out. But I was watching Grey's Anatomy last night, and they had this episode, the George Floyd episode.
Wait, don't spoil it. No, you're about to spoil the show. You about to spoil it.
So you watch it. I didn't know you're Grey's.
Somebody, a lot of people listening probably watching.
All right, so I'm just gonna say this one thing. There was a character, a black man, who had a police encounter. Yeah, take your earbuds out.
I gotta mute you.
Okay. All right, mute me too. The black man. All right. Spoiler alert, slightly. Black man had a police encounter, doctor, and how he felt in that moment when he was degraded and had his humanity stripped from him. And he told his fiance, I'm not good. He had to tell her, because she was worried about him, and he wanted to be strong, but he was like, no, I'm really not good. And I felt in that moment, that was an important thing to see, that this, strong black man wasn't good. All right, I'm done. I'm done. We're going to go to the phones.
That wasn't really a spoiler.
Nah, that's what I mean.
Listen, let me tell you what I know about everybody. Everybody that say it's not a spoiler, a lot of people don't know what a spoiler is. They'll be like, yeah, and in that next scene, John died. That's a spoiler. I didn't say how John died. I just said John. That's a spoiler. Doggone it. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Meredith, great. No, I'm just playing. 866-801-8255. Sherry called back. Sherry in Ohio, so we get to find out what part of Ohio and whether she's in Akron versus Cleveland versus Columbus.
My money is on Akron. She had an Akron phone. That's my money.
Did she? All right. Sherry, you there?
It was Akron up.
I am here. Hey, everybody. Happy Friday.
Hey, Sherry.
And I am from the wonderful city of East Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, what? Wow. That's my sister right there.
You already know. So I just wanted to call and big up my sister.
What part,
and tell her congrats on everything amazing that she's doing.
Thank you. What part of East Cleveland? What streets?
Oh, my parents live on Artnall, right down the street from the Q5.
Come on, man. I grew up on 4th Ave and Noble.
Yep,
went to
just
Mayfair.
Following you. I used to live in California for a bit. And on a side note, and I'm not going to name drop, I'm just going to say the Mighty Shaw Cardinals doing their thing in Hollywood.
That's
and I'm
what's
leave it
up.
at that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I graduated from Warrensville.
That's right. So
give love to Warrensville.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, but the the Shaw High Cardinals, East Cleveland is representing in Hollywood. East Cleveland is representing. So I'm happy and blessings for all of you guys, safety. And on a side note, for my self-care, I take advantage of my free co-pays with my counselors through my insurance every year. Because being who I am and where I'm working and around the people, it's hard and it be stressful. So sometimes to go and just vent and talk about stuff with somebody who looks like you but don't know anything is helpful. So I take advantage of anyone out there listening. If you get those free sessions with your insurance that you pay for out each of your paychecks, take advantage. Like Smokey said, take advantage. take advantage.
Yeah.
So other than that, I bid you guys adieu and have a great weekend and be blessed. And Karen, thank you, of course, for everything that you do.
Love
Bye.
you. Thank you. And
Thanks,
she even
Sherry.
brought some French in. She bid us adieu, y'all. We
Yeah.
love Sherry.
You know,
But
it's a
that's
good point. The point she
Yeah.
made though, the thing about therapy that I love is that the person doesn't have any skin in the game, right? So you can have a great friend that's a great listener. You can be like, you know, my mom is doing this or my boyfriend's doing this. She may know your mama and your boyfriend. So she might go, well, you know how your mama is. And
Right.
I don't want to hear about, you know, how your mama is. I want somebody that's going to be like, tell me about your mama. You know, and I think your mama did this or your boyfriend was wrong for this. When somebody has a little skin in the game, they try to give the benefit of the doubt nicely, which is kind to do. But when you need therapy and you got an hour and 45 minutes to get in there and hit it, I don't want to hear all the other. Just listen to what I got to say and tell me what you think about these horrible people in my life.
And Karen, you asked me.
I'm kidding. But you know what I'm saying?
You asked me what finally made me do it. That's the other reason. That was the other reason. It was free. It was a copay. I had that insurance. And I was like, why not?
I had that insurance.
I had that insurance.
All right. We can go to the phone. Somebody has a question for you, but also they're putting to rest. What's his name? Duke of Edinburgh. What's his name? Harry's grandfather. Yeah. Who died last Friday at the age of 99. So, you know, Harry's going to the funeral. Meghan's staying put in the United States. She's pregnant. So he's 36. He had been quarantining in his former home in Frogmore Cottage since he arrived from LA on British Airways.
Everything.
What?
No.
Let me finish the story. Because it's fascinating, actually. So he had a 14-day quarantine when he got there. He's going to be at the ceremony at St. George's Chapel, where the Duke of Sussex has been granted permission. Listen to this, granted permission to attend on, quote, compassionate grounds. Even though a royal family gathering after the funeral is unlikely due to British's COVID-19 restrictions, if there were one, Harry would not be able to attend. He would not be allowed to attend. Prince Harry will remain at arm's length from his brother. He can't come near his brother. He can't brush up against his brother. He can't touch his brother, according to these social rules, because he's been kind of excommunicated. As they walk behind their grandfather's coffin from Windsor Castle to St. George's Chapel, it's been confirmed that the men who have only spoken over the phone since Harry's explosive interview with Oprah will not walk shoulder to shoulder as would be customary. And instead, they will be separated by cousin Peter Phillips, who is Prince Anne's son. So there's going to be distance during this 8-minute journey. They are so weird. Aren't they family? Hello.
So he's quarantined for 14 days. When is the funeral?
Today. I think the service is today at 3.
What, didn't he just die Friday? Didn't he die last Friday?
He died last Friday. Okay, well maybe it's
that math
I don't know.
Yeah, and when did Harry get over there? Did he get there before he died?
I think he got there before. No, maybe. No, you're right. Okay, so maybe the funeral, the story is incomplete. But the point I'm making is that he can't touch his brother.
Oh, yeah, I wonder how come we haven't heard from his brother?
If there were a setting afterwards, if they got together, you know how we
you
have
know
the
why,
repass.
you know why we ain't heard from his brother. Wait, did they say that they can't touch because of COVID?
No, because
because
he's tainted.
Yeah.
He's still a prince. He still has, he's part of the royal bloodline. So that's the first thing. So they need to just relax. Because the thing that bothered me, here I go, guys. The thing that bothered me about the Meghan Markle thing was the fact that they won't let Archie have a title. Archie is royal. They may not like Meghan, and we know why they don't like Meghan. And that might be why they also don't like Archie, because of the little drop of the blackness that's in Archie. But Archie is royal. So the fact that they are being petty to not give him a royal title annoys me. That's the first thing. Second, when it was said, and we first heard from William, and he had his little token black woman walking with him, as he said, "We're not racist." Like he grabbed a random black woman and was like, "I just need you to walk behind me 3 paces while I say we're not racist. You don't talk, just walk with me." So he did that. So that was sketchy. The fact that Kate, the wife, made Meghan cry, knew that she made Meghan cry. When the tabloid said it the other way, Kate never stepped up and said, "No, it was me." And this is the thing that's raggedy about it. She didn't even have to say, "No, I actually made Meghan cry." All she had to say was, "It didn't happen. No one made anyone cry. This is not true." She still could have protected herself and protected Meghan at the same time, and she did not. So I think that the problem lies with William and Kate. And I'm done.
Well, I mean, you know, it looks like they've been upstaged, right? So the wedding, all the tabloids, everyone's fascinated and enamored with Meghan and Harry and now Archie, and now she's pregnant. And I feel like, they feel like I'm going to be the next king. And I want to just tell him, no, you're not. The last monarch is going to be that queen. She ain't dying and when she does, there'll be no more. I feel like she's holding on until they say no more monarchy. And then she'll be like that. That's going to be the last breath she take. But
she's what, 95?
I don't know. 115, I think. She looks good though.
She looks great.
But
I'm sorry, let me say this one more thing, Lamont. If you watch The Crown, you'll like her. If you're on the fence about the queen, watch The Crown. You will really like the queen. But go ahead, Lamont.
But once you get put out the family and excommunicated, are you still royal? Do you still
is there blood still in your veins?
I mean, I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know.
Even though
how that works.
Even the one that abdicated the throne was still royal. Like he wasn't considered the king. He abdicated the throne for love, which is the same thing that Harry did. He abdicated, he chose love, but he still was invited to things. He still got to go places. Now everything funneled through the queen. The queen decided what he could come to and what he could do, but he was still royal. So he has a title. It may not be king, but he has a title. Archie needs a title.
Archie does need a title. And I have watched The Crown, and I do like the queen depicted in The Crown, but I don't think that's how she is. And I didn't watch this season with Diana. I didn't watch this season because I'm like, is what? Go ahead, tell me.
That Diana season is rough, man. Like if you watch that Diana season, you're gonna understand everything that's happening to Meghan. And let me clarify. Archie doesn't need a title. Archie deserves a title, but Archie don't need no title. Just want to be clear.
Is that what they said? Did they say that? That sound like one of the lines from the show.
These titles.
That's what Auntie Yvette said.
Oh, okay.
Baby, Archie don't need no
title. All right, let's head over to the phones. Y&B is here. We got Lamont and Winston in Seattle. Welcome to the Karen Hunter Show.
Thanks for having me. Hey. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
I want to first of all thank Miss Yvette Brown for coming and blessing us with her presence.
Thank you, brother.
I just feel like we need more of these conversations to broaden the lens of our people as far as voiceovers, acting, things like that, where we have no connection to and no idea how to get involved in. I'm originally from Chicago, but I have a private practice in mental health in Seattle.
Nice.
So after I called and gave my name, the very next subject you guys spoke about was Black men in mental health. So I'm like, hey, it was a reason I'm a first-time caller.
Nothing, Smith? Nothing? Okay. Well, welcome, brother.
Right.
Did you agree with what we said?
About mental health?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, education has helped free us of some of our mental health struggles.
Yeah.
As you all know, the church and spirituality has been our counselor and our helpmate and everything.
Right.
I also agree with Karen when she said that outside counseling, how she described that. That mom and that sister that you get to help you with your counseling, they also have some skin in the game, some ulterior motives of why they can't give you the real deal. So
that was actually Y&B. That was actually Yvette Nicole Brown who said that. Brilliant.
Okay,
thing.
you almost sound alike on the phone. I wonder about your singing voices. Do they sound alike too?
No, mine is a rusty nail of a crusty, rusty rasp, and she sounds like Lauryn Hill. So.
Okay. Well, when those demons and things attack our mental health, and we're fearful, the only place Black people know to run to is to the church.
Right.
And I would say that's been our helpmate for 100 years. And we have to be careful about upping and running from that. I will say education. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say we can do both. I think spiritual grounding is important, but God gave us tools. Gave us tools and put everything. What is the analogy? Help, and then the boat comes, and then you let the boat go. God, help me, and then somebody's like, "Come on, I'm trying to get in." Then you end up in heaven. He's like, "I sent you the boat. I sent you this person. I sent you that person." So we have to use the tools that are around us, because God unto God's self is not that it's not enough, but we're called upon to pick up our mats and walk with it. It's just the mat just ain't gonna walk.
And the way I straddle the fence, as a person of faith who goes to therapy, I try to find a Christian-based therapist. So when I get off the phone with my therapist, we pray. I'm like, now you know what I didn't told you today. Go on, tell God about it for me. Come on, I'm gonna stand with you. Go on, tell him. And she'll pray for me before we end the session. You know what I mean? So there's a way to make sure God is involved in all the choices that you make in life.
Now, what's your name again?
Winston.
Winston. All right, so Winston, let me ask you something without getting too deep. And I don't want you to work for free, but America's
get too deep, brother. Get too deep.
Nah. It's Friday, champ. It's Friday, champion.
This is a personal interview.
Yeah, I can dig it. But look, so America's doing a real number on Black people from a psyche standpoint. Give me 2 tips for self-care in the early morning. Like when I wake up, what's a couple things I can do to brace myself for the day that's in front of me?
Onslaught.
Well, I would say you have to have your natural releases, especially if you have a job that's taxing. Okay. You have to figure out a way to release yourself by the time you're done with your job. When you touch your car door, you should be thinking about.
I thought you were gonna say when you touch yourself.
Yeah, I was like,
it sounded like masturbation. He was, he was recommending masturbation.
The first release in the morning.
In the morning, the first release.
That's a whole different call. That's a whole different call.
No, it's the same call. The same call.
But cleansing yourself of those, you know what I mean? Those
still with it. Same call.
That's the first part. What I was talking about is when you're done with work and you touch your car door, you have to be thinking about the releases and things that you're going to do.
He's still touching and releasing.
Yeah,
still touching and releasing.
Right. Well, that's my Freudian. That's the Freudian.
I see you're revealing a lot. Which you're telling on yourself, Winston.
Get Freudy with it. You know what I mean?
He basically he's telling. All right, what's the second thing after masturbation, Winston? What's the second thing
after the release? Then what?
Well, I believe for Black men, we have to have people that we talk to. We might say, dear, we're going to have a drink. We got to phrase that as our brotherhood time, you know, because a lot of our spouses and our mates, they just think we're going to kick it and get drunk or hang out with our guys.
That's real.
But that is therapeutic. Women have been doing it forever. We're getting together and having therapeutic time with their girlfriends and their sisters, whether it's over a glass of wine or some food. But it's like, and with men, I'm not talking about playing the video game or playing dominoes because we're in constant competition and we're not talking about how to build.
I love that, Winston. I was just going to say men have to be better allies for one another and not create those environments where it is a one-upmanship and, you know, who's doing the most and who's got the most honeys and who's got who can drink more and who can, you know, it has to not be the warriors, but that space that he's talking about where, you know, I got a business idea. Let's work together on some things. Let's build. This is happening with my children. Like that vulnerability has to, you know, be fostered. And maybe some of y'all got to be the ones to lead it in your group. Like we ain't got to always talk about these same horrible ratchet things that we talk
you don't
about.
know what we be talking about.
I do. I'll be listening. I'll be listening. I'll be right there. I'll be ear hustling.
So, all right. So first release and then release on the car door.
Right.
Release on the car door. and then start your day. Call the homies. All right. Okay. I appreciate it, Win.
Note to self, watch whose car door you touch. Because I just heard a whole lot of nastiness happening with the car door right now.